Tonight, Labor seizes on the Hazelwood Mine Fire report. A teenager killed in a fiery morning crash. And in sport, the tour of Gippsland underway. Good evening, I'm Bruce Roberts. Also tonight, the Druin woman driving the One Punch campaign. The fallout has continued from the release of the Hazelwood Mine Fire Inquiry's final report. Labor this morning took a swipe at the state government, labelling its handling of the blaze a botched job and claiming it abandoned the Morwell community.
The Labor leader met with community groups this morning, hitting out at the state government's response to the disaster.
In terms of the health response, the community information response, the clean-up response, every element of this was botched from start to finish.
I think there's a number of responsible authorities that had done some very commendable things, but on the converse side of things, obviously the report articulates very strongly some criticism.
The inquiry report detailed how government protocols hampered decision-making and contributed to the delay of providing health advice. Because they were only developed during the mine fire, they could not be used to protect the community in the early stages of the fire.
I think the system and the way the government was making its decisions, the systems and processes that have been put in place made a difficult situation worse.
12 recommendations were made to the state government in the Hazelwood Mine Fire Inquiry report. It's appointed former Victoria Police Chief Commissioner Neil Comrie to monitor compliance. GDF Sewers has also assured it would adopt the recommendations made by the board. The mine operator says it's taking part responsibility for the fire escalating.
We're sorry for the impact of that enormous event.
The report detailed how GDF was inadequately prepared to handle the mine fire during its early stages.
My view is we are always prepared within the regulatory framework for situations. This was, as we said at the Commission, an extraordinary event. I think, of course, the lessons have been learnt.
The 432-page document landed in the hands of community groups yesterday. Voices of the Valley says the recommendations missed a vital point: mine rehabilitation.
The community are looking for answers to say, let's remediate this mine and have a safe, back door. But nothing has come out in the recommendations about the remediation. So, we're wondering whether GDF Sewers are going to make a commitment to the community.
We have got extensive rehabilitation that's continued and will continue all the way through summer.
Alexandria Dzadzimarkis, Win News.
Welcome back. Angry Latrobe Valley residents are planning legal action over the Hazelwood Mine Fire, claiming they've been abandoned by the official inquiry. A group met the opposition leader today as the Premier agreed to adopt the report's recommendations. Joel Crean reports.
Clear skies in Morwell, but 8 months on, locals are yet to recover.
Morwell is still suffering now. This is the worst it's ever been.
For more than a month, the valley was blanketed in toxic smoke and ash. An inquiry has found the disaster cost the state $100 million, and the government's response was often too little, too late.
To give everybody a bucket and just say clean your own homes was not effective at all. We've still got homes that are full of ash and full of dust.
The mine operator was also criticised for failing to have protective measures in place.
We apologise for the impact on the community. Our workers live in Morwell, they work in Morwell. We were always aware of that.
The opposition leader says the buck stops with the government.
When the families of Morwell, when businesses in Morwell needed Dennis Napthine, Peter Ryan and Russell North most, they were abandoned.
The government will adopt the report's 18 recommendations, including air quality data, smoke protocols and better fire management.
We just have to make sure this, one, doesn't happen again, and two, that the people of Morwell and the Latrobe Valley are feeling more secure.
Locals in Morwell say the recommendations fall short and they'll continue the fight to see this disaster properly recognised. A fight which appears set to end up in court as they look to compensation.
That's happening and I'll be one of the participants.
I think they should go for it and they should get it.
The Firefighters Union says despite all the lessons from Black Saturday, the system failed the Morwell community. Joel Crean, 10 Eyewitness News.